Hello, everybody. Hello. Okay, so if anybody's seen my comedy before, you probably know that I typically make a lot of jokes about my roommate. But this semester I ended up in a single.
Fuck you, Peter.
Yeah. So I don't know what to make jokes about because my roommate is me. I mean, I guess my roommate is pretty awesome. I mean, it's kind of intimidating rooming with somebody so, like, super brilliant and crazy good looking. I don't know. But he does have some weird quirks, though. Like, he always insists on sleeping in the same bed with me. And he's always going to the bathroom with me. And he is always in the room when I'm getting hand jobs. Plus he's usually the one giving them to me. I'm living in David Kemp this year. David Kemp is quite nice. There's actually a little known fact about David Kemp, that it was built on an old Native American burial ground. True. It's not too big of a deal though. We used to get haunted, but you know, we just dug a hole and buried some smallpox blankets down there. So I was walking outside towards Alice Paul the other day, and I see written in chalk, Alice Paul is queer. Before I realized it was coming out week, honestly, no idea whether it was queer activism or homophobic slurs. The great thing about coming out week is, like, you know, how people write all this crazy gay shit on the street. So you can just break out your own chalk and write whatever kind of crazy shit you want to, and everybody accepts it. Last year, I think I wrote down, just because I'm a person with two penises doesn't mean I want to fuck someone with two vaginas. Everyone found it quite moving. So, did people enjoy fall break? Yes. I love fall break. I'm not a big fan of the fact that we never get any days off, and for some reason we start all of our semesters on holidays, which just seems like a big fuck you to Martin Luther King and dead veterans. But fall break makes it all worthwhile. My favorite thing to do during fall break is watching hours and hours of television. Because I have no friends. The most annoying thing about TV is when it's about 6 p.m., you sit down to watch a sitcom, and suddenly the evening news comes on saying, information that could save your life, tonight at 10. At 10? This information could save my life. And you're not going to give it to me for another 4 hours. Isn't there some kind of journalistic obligation to let me know as soon as you can? Can I have a hint? You know, I was going to go out that night, but apparently my life is at stake. Katie Couric just fucked up my whole evening. Now I know how Sarah Palin feels. And you know what? It turned out it was just a sex offender on the loose. Oh, big bad sex offender. What's he gonna do? Offend me with sex? Let me tell you, I am not easily offended. And I could use some sex. I'm so lonely. Have people seen that show, To Catch a Predator? Where, you know, they like lure pedophiles to their house, give them a stern talking to, and then arrest them? My favorite thing about that show is these people are put in ridiculously incriminating situations, and everybody denies it. And you know what? Good for them. This is fucking America, right? Some of them have pretty good excuses. That guy easily could have been going over to that house to fuck that 12-year-old's tight little wet. cat. Sex offenses are just ridiculous these days. I mean, I'm sorry, but you work as a mall Santa for 12 years with no problems. And then you get one little erection. That's not fair. What, 1 out of 10,000 times? That's just a probability erection. You'd think after 12 years they would give you erection tenure or something. You know, it's not fair. Just one little erection inside of an 8-year-old's asshole. And now, you know, whenever I go to the mall, I don't see Harold anymore. And I just feel like there's this hole deep inside of me that's not being filled, you know? Have you seen how now they have these websites that'll plot out every sex offender living in your neighborhood onto Google Maps? Yeah, that is brilliant. I really applaud whoever came up with that idea. Sex offender maps are incredibly useful, especially with Halloween coming up, because it is an awesome way to figure out who's going to have the best candy. Seriously, there's this one guy in the Ville who has the best candy necklaces. They're so scrumptious. I mean, you do have to eat them off his balls. Totally worth it. I'll tell you right now that I could never become a sex offender. Not because of the underage sex. I mean, that's awesome. I just don't like how they make you go around to every house in the neighborhood to introduce yourself as a sex offender and everything. That seems kind of awkward. I'm a bit shy. Plus, it could get in the way of the babysitting business.